Hey dudes and girls, here in the gym, we're about to get started on our bulking plan. It's gonna be the biggest one we've done to date as far as our 12-week plans. We're really excited. We have a few new things, so we want to do this episode to let everybody know what's gonna happen over this next 3 months. We've got Lewis here. He's 17 years old, 160 pounds, 6'2", just had his big growth spurt, so now it's time to put on some muscle. Nice. It's 5 a.m., so bear with us a little bit. We're all a little bit tired, but it's the only time we can make this work. This is what we're gonna be doing every morning. We're gonna be hitting it really hard. The goal is to put on as much mass on not only Lewis, but me and Brandon as well, and we're gonna get right to it. So what are we doing next, Brandon?
Well, we got the program here, of course, but what you want to do to start out is, of course, you want to weigh in, you want to take your measurements, and we're going to calculate the 1 rep max too, so that way, in the long run, you know how much weight you're going to be putting on each exercise. We got a scale right here. We're going to be stepping up here. We're going to be weighing in. There we go. Step on, calculate. Here we go. 156. There we go. That's it.
Nice. Damn, you're lighter than I thought. Wow. He lied to us. Yeah. What kind of relationship are we gonna have when he's already lying? 217 and a half. There we go. Big Brandon.
Yep.
The old big B on the scale.
226.
Now we gotta do some measurements.
So we got the circumference measurements next. Of course, we're gonna do like the chest, shoulders, arms, legs, neck. You know, any of the kind of major portions that are gonna put on some size. You want kind of the combination of all, so it's gonna be the scale, the circumference measurements, and also the pictures too. So that way you can have a comparison of all those together rather than just having, like, let's say you're just weighing in and you're not sure where you're putting on size. And
what we're doing now is we're calculating our 1 rep maxes. So we're going through a few major compound exercises. We're finding out what our 1 rep max is. So this is another great thing that you should do when going through this plan. Take a day to figure out your 1 rep maxes, just so that as you go through the plan, the whole goal of this thing is to get bigger and stronger, and you won't know how to do that if you don't really know where your maxes in the beginning lie. So we're going through that now. We're finding out where our maxes are, because by the end of this plan, we want to be, of course, much stronger and pushing up even more weight. Big reason why we're doing this program is not only we want it for you guys, of course, and Lewis as well, but we kind of want it for us, because really we're called buff dudes, and lately we haven't been feeling so buff. That's a big part of the reason me and Brandon built this, is because we looked at each other and like, you know, it's time for us to get back in a calorie surplus. I can't even remember the last time I was in one. I think Brandon probably feels the same.
Yep.
So we're ready to hit this hard, and the next step is, okay, I don't know what that camera shot was.
Yeah, measuring us up.
Exactly.
I mean, like, look us up and down. I felt violated right there.
I know, me too. I was kind of like, ugh.
Body mobility. Mobility is like the coffee for the muscles and joints. You gotta warm them up, you gotta wake them up, you gotta get them ready to lift some heavy ass weight. Yeah. Doing some full squatting right now. Yep. Just imagine like you're out in the woods taking a shit. You don't got nothing to lean on. This full squat's gonna help you out. Trust me, been there. Hudson will add a little fart sound effect. Be pretty fun. Oh, the frog. This is a good one for the inner thigh, hip. Really open you up a bit. Oh, yeah. You can see work back and forth, kind of sit back into it. Oh yeah. And then pull forward. Get those knees out nice and wide. Kind of stay in the spot that feels the tightest. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right into the scorpion. Feeling better, feeling looser, and then you pretty much do a few rounds of these, and then you're ready to go.
So I am doing some Cuban presses, single arm Cuban press with the dumbbell, dealing with a little bit of a shoulder impingement, unfortunately. Kind of a bummer. We're just about to start this plan, biggest plan we've done to date, and then I go and tweak my shoulder. So I'm trying my best to rehab it, doing lots of mobility before each workout, also taking some glucosamine, and of course lots and lots of rest and recovery. That's helped a lot. So I've noticed it's helped me immensely, which is nice. I'm still not near 100%, but I'm trying my best to recover as quickly as I can so we can get underway and reap all those gains. Harvest the gains. Yeah, make them ours. Here we go. Buff Dudes bulking plan, phase 1, day 1. This program is going to be 6 phases, each consisting of 2 weeks long, and we're going to get it started with day 1. What are we doing today, B?
We're gonna start off with some push press. We already did our mobility, and we're gonna go right into 85% of our 1 rep max. It's gonna be heavy, but it's gonna feel good. So let's do it.
Good job.
Like the name explains, you'll be pushing as you press. So you're dipping down just about 3 to 4 inches. Then you're gonna dip, drive, press. The drive and press are coming about the same time. So you're using that momentum, you're using that power, the energy from the drive to complete the press. It's kind of using that leg drive to help you get up that extra amount of weight that you're not normally able to do in a standard overhead press. So this one, pretty much the same kind of form or placement as an overhead press. Feet are gonna be about hip width apart. Of course, you're gonna grab the bar where your forearms are gonna be vertical. But in this case, of course, you're gonna be using that leg drive. You still wanna bob the head out of the way and push it through the top position, and then slowly let it down to the bottom position. You can use your legs to catch the weight a little bit if you need to. So, excellent exercise to help build that power strength and kind of blow past any of that kind of plateaus you hit on the overhead press. So, feels damn good. And you can tell I'm out of breath because even though it's 6 reps, it's heavy, and time to get buff. You get antsy, you know, you want to just go right into the next set. But with this, since it's going to be heavier, it's lower volume, focused on strength, take your time. Rest times are important. This one's going to be 90 to 120 seconds between sets. Normally we would do, especially in kind of our last programs, Hudson was saying it's a bit different than our last programs. With those, it's going to be about 30 to 60 second rest times. But that's more hypertrophy based. That's more kind of geared towards, you know, the pump and volume and high volume, stuff like that. With this, it's gonna be lower volume. It's gonna be concentrating on more of the strength, so that way you recuperate after each set. So each set you can push just as hard as the last. So make sure you take that time, you rest up a little bit, catch your breath, and that way when you complete your next set, it's gonna feel just as good as your first. Well, at least that's the idea. Feeling good. Damn good. Starting to get a little dark there for a second. Started to see those stars. Starting to get a little... Everything slowed down, you know. I did it though. Hell yeah. Front squats. Here we go. Let's go over a little bit of form here. You're gonna walk up to the bar. Bam. You wanna do it until right the nape of the neck is gonna be touching the bar. It's like you're choking yourself out a little bit. And we're gonna be doing a clean grip here. So you're gonna be, this is gonna require a little bit of wrist mobility. So if you can't get in the proper position because you're tightness in your wrist, just do the cross here. You're gonna cross over, kind of make a shelf right here. But we're gonna do the clean grip, which is gonna just be putting your fingers on the bar, lifting your elbows up real high, so you can tell, right at the nape of the neck, and you're again making kind of a shelf with your shoulders there. And oh, you're gonna lift off a little wider than shoulder width on the stance, or about shoulder width. Just be squatting straight down. There we go, keeping that vertical torso. Not too bad, not too bad. You wanna feel like you're squatting between your legs rather than pushing your hips too far back. Push your hips too far back, your chest is gonna dip here, and the bar's gonna wanna roll off. So you gotta keep a vertical torso here, kind of squat between your legs. This is gonna concentrate a lot more on quads and glutes. Kind of difficult position to get into if you're just starting out, so practice a little bit beforehand. Maybe go a little bit lighter until you feel comfortable. Once you get comfortable, that's when you put that heavy weight on. Start busting out those front squats. Just got done with the bitch front squats. Time to get some V-grip rows done. With this one, the weight is not necessarily heavy enough to max out on 6 reps. So what we're gonna do is slow the repetitions down and really concentrate on that time under tension. It's gonna make it seem a lot more difficult, and it's going to help us reach that 6 rep mark and feel quite a bit of fatigue in there too. So let's try it out. All right, probably could have done a little bit more, but you know what? Even if you can do a little bit more, do it. If you're not maxing out on 6, do 8, do 10.
So we're going through a lot of different exercises in this plan. We've already covered push press, front squats, seated V-grip row. If you need a more detailed breakdown on any one of these exercises, feel free to check the description of the video. We have single exercise tutorials for all of them in case you just want a more lengthier breakdown of what you'll be performing.
Incline press, baby. Let's do it. Working up pectorals, clavicular portion. And yep, keep that scapula retracted. Bring it right below the neck, the nape of the neck there. Pretty much right at the clavicle. And let's try it out. That's what happens when you're sucking your own saliva.
Okay, so what is phase 1 all about? Phase 1 is all about finding your strength levels. So for instance, if you begin this plan and you feel a little weak, hey, no problem, because that's what this is all about. This is all about growing stronger and getting bigger. So don't feel like you have to bust out of the gates, start getting new PRs in week 1. That's not what it's about. It's all about that slow uphill climb. So we're finding that out ourselves. We're beginning to feel just a little bit better. I know we'll continue to throughout the duration of this plan and keep going strong. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Cameraman and spotter, 2 in 1, multitask. Yeah.
The guy's just too talented, man. He's too goddamn talented.
Goddamn planks, man. These suck. Put this in the goddamn program. Oh yeah. 60 seconds.
Ooh, Brandon's got that Super Saiyan hair danes going on.
Hair pump. Full on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In time! Oh yeah. Making that core stronger. You can't just do the vanity muscles, man. You gotta make it functional. You gotta make you run like a well-oiled machine. And core work will definitely do that, because it's gonna stabilize you in the major movements. Squats, bench press, deadlifts. Hey, your core's working during those, but if you can make it stronger, I tell you, you're gonna feel a lot more grounded, you're gonna feel a lot stronger in those big compound movements if you do core work like this.
So with the bulking plan, the gym is gonna be very important, but it's only gonna be half the battle. The other battle is gonna be eating, and more importantly, eating in a constant calorie surplus. You can see a meal plan example in the description of this video. It's what we're going to be having Lewis, the teen, who's gonna be working out alongside
us eating, that's gonna be his eating routine every single day to pack on that muscle. So you wanna calculate it according to your age, height, weight, but hopefully that gives you a good idea of what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be eating just about the same calorie surplus as Lewis, about 3,500 calories a day. About 40% of that is gonna be coming from proteins, 40% from carbs, 20% from fat. That's not completely strict. I may, change those just a little bit, but that's more or less a general outline. And as always, find out what works best for you. But the most important thing is, while on this plan, be in a constant calorie surplus. Always be tracking those calories to get a good idea of what you're eating. Don't just kind of think to yourself, I think I ate enough today. Take a little time, grab a notebook, write down what you're eating so you get a solid idea as opposed to just guesstimating everything. Believe me, it works, and it's what you're going to need to build muscle, because if you're not eating properly in a surplus, it's not gonna work. So make it work.
Along with growing the body, we're gonna be growing these beards. As you can tell, I have a little head start on Hudson, and even DIY Duke, he's gonna be joining us as well, Buff Dad. Yeah, 3 months growing this puppy out. We're gonna see how crazy these things get. Maybe a beard tutorial is in the future. That might be a good one. How to take care of the buff dude beards. While I'm just smacking my jaws over here, we have Hudson doing some planks. 25 seconds. Hell yeah. The heavier weight we start pressing and lifting and pulling, the longer our beards get. It's gonna be like Samson. This is our strength here. Once we cut it, well shit, maybe we'll never cut it, because we don't wanna lose all our gains.
We're done. Planks are finished. Day one is wrapped up. Let the gains begin.
Now time for some stretching. Can't forget that.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're not wrapped up. Now we gotta do about 10 to 15 minutes of stretching.
Just like mobility, cardio, good eating, the proper lifting, stretching is also very important too. You wanna make sure those muscles are limber. The more you stretch them out, the more oxygen and nutrients they can get, much like rolling them out, foam rolling, mobility. It's kind of all comes into one. It's all part of the recovery process. So as you can see in the program, if you have the program, just gonna turn this page at the end of the program here, and we're gonna cover some pretty basic stretching. As you can see, we cover the lower body, and we also cover the upper body. And since this is a full body phase here, we're gonna be doing lower and upper. A little bit of the best of both worlds here, just to make sure everything's nice and flexible and we're not getting too tight. So if you're getting really sore, just try to stretch out, try to do some foam rolling, just to help recuperate a little bit quicker there. Oh, get lower back, hamstring. It's called the sit and reach. So you can do knees slightly bent, or you can do them straight and keep the lower back straight as you can, and then pull. That's gonna be a little bit more on the hamstrings, but if you, of course, flex in your spine, is gonna get the lower back as well. Oh yeah, just hold it for about 10, 15 seconds. If something's feeling a little bit tighter, you can hold it a little bit longer, and then kind of give a break, and then go back into it. That's it, hold it 10, 15 seconds, give it another break, and then go ahead and do it again. You can do 2 to 3 sets, and again, it all kind of depends on how tight you are and what areas you really want to concentrate on.
All right, that's it for day one. P1D1 is in the books. We'll see you next time for P1D2. What do we say, B?
Stay buff.
Yeah.